Hello, friends. So, today I want to talk to you guys about this concept called the Valley of Despair. So, let me read you guys the definition straight from Google. So, it says the Valley of Despair is a low point in the learning curve or change process characterized by high doubt, frustration, and low motivation occurring when the initial excitement of a new endeavor fades and the often unexpected difficulty sets in. So, why do I want to talk about this? Well, the reason why I want to talk about this is because I believe that I'm in this phase right now with this big transition. And I know a lot of you guys perhaps may be in this phase in your entrepreneurship journey. And this is the most critical phase in your entrepreneurial journey. And I've been here before. When I was building my marketing agency, I was in this phase for a very, very long time. And so it's nothing new to me, but I think it is really important to acknowledge that you are in this phase, and acknowledging it allows you to be able to move with grace, allows you to do the right things, because in this phase, this is when majority of people drop off. This is where nothing ever makes sense. This is the phase where it's a lot easier to just quit and do a new venture, because this is the phase where it's not exciting, nobody's cheering you on, you're not making any money. The excitement, like Google said, fades away. And so you're very low in motivation, but this is exactly why you need to keep going, because this is the final push for you to get to that next level. The Valley of Despair, the way I look at it, is very much like the no man's land. Nobody wants to be here, and it's a very dangerous zone. But the moment you're able to cross this, you're going to be able to propel to the next level. Now, obviously, at this phase, like I mentioned, it's a lot easier to go back because that's where your comfort zone is. But going back means you're giving up. And my experience with the Valley of Despair is I've said this already, but it's a very, very dangerous phase, because it's a lot easier to give up. It's a lot easier to just pursue something different. But you got to understand that no matter what it is that you're pursuing in your life, you will have this valley of despair moment. Just like anything, nothing ever comes easy, right? And this is where it really shows you whether you're actually built for it, right? In order for you to become the 99, in order for you to become the 1%, you have to be willing to do what the 99% of people aren't willing to do. And unfortunately, 99% of the people that try to pursue whatever endeavor they're doing, they all quit in this phase, the Valley of Despair. Now, the Valley of Despair, with my experience, is very difficult. Now, I know that I'm in this phase, but I know that I'm not going to be here for long. I know I'm not going to be here for long just because I've gone through this already. But the bigger goal you're trying to achieve, the more difficult it is to get out of this phase. Because if you're not equipped with the mindset, if you're not equipped with the skill set, then it becomes it's very easy to be consumed. Now I'm just telling you guys about this as I process this. The Valley of Despair, the emotional roller coaster that you'll go through is unexplainable, and the number one emotion that you'll go through in this Valley of Despair phase is loneliness. Because in this phase, this is where you're no longer your past self, but you're not yet good enough to be deserving of where you want to be in the future. So that typically means you leaving your old friends behind because they no longer serve you, but yet you're not good enough to be around the people that you strive to be because you haven't proved yourself just yet. But you just know that with that little push, you'll eventually get there. And that's why it's very important for you to surround yourself with a great support system. People that are going through the same journey as you. Because, like I mentioned before, when you start pursuing something greater than yourself, you start alienating other people, or you become alienating to other people because you start speaking a different language. They don't understand why you're pursuing such a big thing. They don't understand why you're trying to pursue something that is so difficult. And so it becomes very, very lonely. And when you're taking this big of a bet, it almost doesn't make sense. The most difficult part about this is when you yourself start to turn against yourself, when you start to validate the difficulties, when you start to validate the idea of quitting. Because at the end of the day, we're all emotional beings and we just want to be safe. We always want to be safe. We always want to be okay. We don't want to be an outlier because if you're an outlier, then that means you don't have a place of belonging. But you gotta understand if you're trying to be someone impressive, you will be an outlier. You're not gonna be average. And so it's okay that the average people in your life don't understand you. But anyway, I just figured that I'd share with you guys this concept of being in the valley of despair. And so if you're watching this video and you find yourself in this middle ground of emptiness, in this middle ground of darkness where the excitement is gone and your destination is feels so far away, just understand that this very moment is what's going to show whether you're actually built for it or not. And this is the moment where you have to prove to yourself that you're actually built for this and that you're the person who you say that you are. Because otherwise, you're not deserving of that success. You're not going to be deserving of being in the 1%. You're not going to be deserving of the dreams that you dreamt of because this is that this is that biggest test. So, the biggest key takeaway that I want you from this video, from watching this video is it's okay. It's okay that you're in this phase. This is important. That means you've done the hardest part, which is starting, right? And so keep going. Surround yourself with like-minded individuals. Surround yourself with people that will support you. And most of the time, those people are going to be the ones that are also pursuing something great. So I don't usually talk about this, but I have a Discord community where it's designed to help people in their entrepreneurship endeavor to have a good support system, a good community where you will be understood, where you can ask questions, where you can connect with people that are pursuing a big dream in life. And so I'm pretty active on there. A lot of my good friends are on there. And so if this can be a good tool for you, I'd highly recommend joining that. The link is in the description of this video. But anyway, I appreciate you watching this. I appreciate you spending some time with me. And most importantly, thank you for trying. Peace.